Taiwan has released its first ever report on how it's implementing a UN charter aimed at eliminating racial discrimination. Taiwan signed and ratified the UN International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination before being expelled from the United Nations in 1971. But the government only finalized plans to implement it in 2020. The government says it will focus on promoting Indigenous history and transitional justice and the languages and cultures of ethnic minorities. TaiwanPlus reporter Louise spoke to Yi-Ling Cho, Executive Director of Amnesty International Taiwan, to learn more about racism in Taiwan.
How committed do you think the Taiwan government is to racial justice? Is it simply paying lip service, or does it actually really want to stamp out discrimination?
It's a very important gesture to show this political willing and to do the review according to the UN Human Rights Convention procedure. So for us, I think it's a good starting to do that. But in that report, in the national report, I think we still look forward to see more information, such as some statistics, and also what kind of practical steps the government will take in the following years to reduce the racial discrimination or different treatment among nationalities or ethnic groups. I think that's still happens in the Taiwanese society. That's when we saw some different treatment on migrant workers or on the refugees, or even we saw that some transnational same-sex couples, they are not allowed to get married. All these kind of things still happen in Taiwan. So this still should be improved as soon as possible.
Taiwan, the Republic of China government, ratified this UN convention on eliminating racial violence before it left the UN all the way back in 1971. Why is it only now the government is coming out with a report on what they're going to do about it?
For the government officials, I think in the past, the mindset, the mentality of the government officials is they think there is no racial issues here. But now, I think after many criticized on the policies or laws on migrant workers issues or on the indigenous people's rights, I think the government will start to recognize that there are racial issues in Taiwan.